First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me here today. I know that you guys are super busy, and I also know that there are other channels out there that you could be watching right now. And I just want to say I appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule to join me and to play with a little bit of makeup. In today's video, we're going to be doing swatches and a look using the newest collaboration between Colourpop and Star Wars. This time they featured C3PO. If you know anything about Star Wars, then you know that C3PO is one of the two most famous droids in the entire Star Wars universe. I am very, very picky when it comes to Colourpop these days. They launch so many things that it's pretty much impossible to keep up with it, so I just don't bother anymore. I just pick up the products that look interesting to me. I am a huge Star Wars fan, so if they launch a Star Wars collaboration, I am definitely going to be picking it up. I have every other palette over there that Colourpop has collaborated with Star Wars. I just thought this was a really good addition to the collection. This one is obviously more of a yellow gold kind of a color story. I'm going to drop in some close-ups of the palette as well as the swatches. The artwork on the front, so detailed. I love that it's kind of a matte mixed with a little bit of shimmer, which goes very, very well with the actual color story of the palette itself. You guys, these shimmers, the metallics in this palette, when I swatched, they were so super, super creamy, so intensely pigmented. The deeper ones in the middle were so super shiny, especially that deep gold shade. Oh my God. They did such a great job of pulling in C3PO's, his armor into the color story. Like they did a really good job. I have to say, I'm very, very impressed with the metallics. There are only 3 regular mattes and then 1 sequin matte. Sequin mattes are the ones that have like those little tiny micro glitters in them. Personally, I feel like those are a waste of time. I don't see the point of the micro glitters in them, but there is one of those in here as well. When I first saw the color story and I noticed how many shimmers and metallics there were versus how many mattes, I thought this would be a perfect companion to the Little Ray of Sunshine palette. This one is an all matte palette, and I think if combining these two together will some really, really beautiful yellow, warm toned looks. It's almost like they took this color story, which is all mattes, and then made it into a metallic shimmer palette in this one. I didn't really notice that until I actually put the two palettes together. I mean, I swear to God, they look almost identical. That is crazy. Like, I really do wonder if that was intentional. Besides the palette, I also picked up a few more products. I grabbed another one of the Super Shock blushes. This one is in chamomile. I love this Super Shock blush formula, and I thought this one just looked really kind of reddish warm. I thought it might go well with this particular color story, so we're going to throw that on today. I grabbed a brow pencil. This is just the brow pencil. I have been needing a new brow pencil. I've almost used up all the brow pencils that I currently have. And then I also grabbed a liner. This one is the Stay On Point Just Sharpen Me. What shade is this? The shade is Absolute Zero, and it's just a really pretty orange. I was needing another orange liner. I think this one is the Lippy Stick. Yeah, this one is the Lippy Stick, not the eyeliner. I'm going to prime my eyelids using my Juvia's Place Concealer. I've really been enjoying using this again as a primer. While this sets down, let's go ahead and throw on this Super Shock blush. I'm going to be using this brush from Profusion. It is the angled powder brush, but I have been loving this for like cream and like Super Shock blushes. I feel like it works so well for blending them out. Oh, that's pretty. It's got kind of a pinky reddish glow to it. That is a beautiful color. Kind of glowy. It's definitely not a matte like that, that's for sure. But do you see how perfectly well this brush blends out like cream and Super Shock blushes? I love it. For highlighter, I'm actually going to take one of the shadows out of the palette. I'm going to take Golden One, which is this right here, and I'm going to use that as my highlight. These are just so super creamy and just so smooth and shiny. That is definitely a like really good tip. And sometimes you can just pull a shadow, a metallic or shimmer out of the palette that you're currently using instead of pulling in a separate highlighter. All right, now for our shadow. I'm going to take my Beauty Bay detail brush. I have been loving this one for my shadow. I want to get some more of these. It's just the perfect shape for my little bitty eyes. We're going to take this brush and we're going to dip into Companion. I'm going to lay that in the crease. kind of blend it out to the outer corner. And then we're going to take Tatooine, which is the lighter yellow, just to kind of blend it out over the top. So let's start with Companion. I was quite surprised at how similar the color story is to the Little Ray of Sunshine. I swear to God, it's like they took the exact same shades and then just turned them into metallics. I haven't seen anybody mention that. Like, I wonder if anybody else has noticed that besides me. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I just thought that that was kind of funny that, you know, the color stories are pretty much exactly identical, just in different finishes. So how was your Halloween? Did you guys do anything cool? Did you go to any parties? Did you trick or treat? My daughter wasn't feeling very well, so it was just me, my husband, and the 9-year-old. We went to a trunk or treat and then found some houses and a couple of neighborhoods that were giving out some candy. So we just did a little quick trick or treating, but he did get a pretty decent amount of treats. So that was fun. That shade actually blended out pretty well, so I don't think I need to take this one on the top. So we're just going to go straight into Programming, which is the deepest shade, and blend that on the outer corner. And I'm just going to use the same brush. Don't forget, guys, this Tuesday is Election Day. My kids are out of school, which I think is pretty cool, so that way their teachers can go out and vote. I'm not going to get political or get on any kind of like specific platform. I think those of you who have been with me for a while know where I stand on things. Just make sure you go out and vote. That is so important. So much stuff has happened over the last year that, yeah, it is important that you guys get out there and vote. All right, that blended out pretty well, pretty quickly actually. No issues there. Now to go into our shimmers, and I already know which one I want to pull in. We are going to use my Joa shader brush, and we are going to go into Etiquette. This is such a super shiny looking gold metallic. This was one of my favorites when I swatched. So super creamy, so wet looking. I mean, look at that. It's like liquid metal. So beautiful. You don't even need a glitter primer or to wet the brush or anything with this shade. It is just so perfect on its own. I'm going to take a little bit more Programming. Just blend that along the outer corner a little bit. I like to make sure my mattes and shimmers just kind of flow really well from one to the other. All right, inner corner shimmer. Let's take the smallest detail brush from Blend Bunny, B2, I think that's what that is. And we're going to go into Golden One, lightest shimmer here. I'm going to lay that in the inner corner. Oh, that is stunning. Wow, so pretty. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to throw on liner, lashes, lips. You guys know the drill. And then we will come back and do kind of our final first impression thoughts on the latest collaboration between Star Wars and Colourpop. You guys, I am loving these lashes. I got them in my Colourpop mystery box. They are the Falsies in the style Queenie. They're just so soft and fluttery. I love how they flare on the outer corners. They're so freaking pretty. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that I did try out that Feather Effect. So it's called the Feather Effect Brow Pen. I also got this in my Colourpop mystery box. It's supposed to be one of those brow pens. It's like similar to the one from NYX. This is the one from NYX. This is the Lift and Snatch brow pen. This one I love. You see, very smooth strokes, very juicy. This one is pretty dry, first of all. The shade is definitely too light for me, but that aside, I don't like the way that this one applies. It's like just like you have to really, really press down to really get any product out of it. And I think that's a lot of work. I'm going to give this to my daughter to see if she likes it. But yeah, for me, this just didn't work. The C3P0 palette. I really loved this. I have to say I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting too much. I mean, the only reason I picked it up is for the cover because I'm a Star Wars fan. And if Colourpop does a Star Wars collaboration collection, I have to pick it up. I have to add it to my collection. That's all there is to it. But surprisingly, the formula in here was just stunning. These shimmers, you guys, are top level. And once again, I'm really pleasantly surprised at how much this color story matches the one in the Little Ray of Sunshine matte palette. You know, like I mentioned earlier, it's like they took this color story and they just turned it all into metallics for this palette. Very pleasantly surprised. I'm definitely going to pull both these palettes out together to put some looks together. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to see me do something like that. I think that might be kind of fun to do. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help with my channel. If you're new to my channel and you are not already subscribed, I would love it if you would consider joining my little family and hitting subscribe. And make sure you tap that notification bell so you get notified of any videos coming up in the future. I'll be starting my Ouyangmas in December. I'll be uploading every day from December 1st to Christmas, maybe through the end of the month, depending on how it goes. You can also follow me on my other socials. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Be safe. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.